Hello class, this is your video to learn how to compare numbers. We're going to start today with looking at the symbols. For comparing numbers, you're going to use greater than, less than, or equal to. And I'm going to talk about a strategy you can use today when comparing numbers. What I like to do is go by place value. So remember that when comparing numbers, look at the place value. We did that in class already where we drew the place value blocks and we had to know what place value was what place value. So we're going to look at the first problem here, and it's asking me to compare 378 and 387. So this is what I'm going to do. 378 and 387. So I start with the greatest place value. So I look at my greatest place value. This is ones, tens, hundreds. So I start in the hundreds place, and I like to write it on the side sometimes if I'm unsure, but I can also just compare here too, but it's a little easier for me to see this way. So I look at the two numbers, the 3 and the 3 are the same, so they are equal. Then I go to the next greatest place value. The 7 and the 8 are in the next place value. This is the tens place. So I ask myself, which is greater, 8 tens or 7 tens? Well, I know 8 tens is greater. So this means that 387 is greater than 378. Okay, same thing here. 1,234, compare it to 234. Well, both the 234s are the same, but they're not the same number. If I look here and compare with the greatest place value, this number has a thousands place and this one does not. So I know that numbers with 1,000 are greater than numbers with just hundreds. So 1,234 is greater than 234. So same strategy again, 78 compared to 97. I look at the greatest place value first. It's the tens. So I know there's a 7 in the tens place here and a 9 in the tens place here. And I know that 9 tens is greater than 7 tens. So 97 is greater than 78, or 78 is less than 97. Okay, and then we have a big number here because I wanted to challenge your brains. 12,211 compared to 2,211. Well, I look here, the 1 and the 1 are the same. The 2 and the 2 are the same. The 2 and the 2 are the same. The 1 and the 1 are the same. And the 1 and the 1 are the same. So this number is equal to... Then, for your work today, you also have to do least to greatest. Least means less, and greatest means more. So this, more and less, I'll give you that clue. So I'm going to go place value by place value again. I'm going to look for the number with the least first, or the less amount. So I have 372, 397, and 39. Well, these numbers all have 3 digits, and this only one has 2, so I know it's the least. So 39 is the least. I like to underline them so I know that I used them already. Then I have 372 and 397. So I go place value by place value. 3 and the 3 are the same. The 9 and the 7 are not the same. I'm looking for the least first, which is less, 9 or 7 tens. And I know that 7 tens is less, so it's 372. So I know my greatest number is 397. The last one is 786. 896 and 382, and I want it from greatest to least. That means the one with the most to the one with the least. So I look at the greatest place value again. The greatest place value in all these numbers is the hundreds. I go 1, 10s, hundreds. So there's a 3 in the hundreds, the 8 in the hundreds, and the 7 in the hundreds. Well, I know 800s is the most, so 896 goes first. Then I ask myself what number would be the second greatest. And I'm going to separate them with commas. I know that 700s is more than 300, so 786. And then the last one I would know is 382. I hope this helps you with completing your work. Remember to use the strategy of going by place value to help you, starting with the greatest. Also, you have a Google drawing to do, and you have a choice of a couple iExcels to do.